Hi, everyone. It's Miss Dobson, and welcome to Language Arts Week 7. I'm so excited for our plan this week. It's a bit of a different week because we didn't get to meet on Monday. So it's Tuesday morning and it's 9:30, and we are meeting for the first time. What are we doing this week? First, at 10 o'clock today, so in a half an hour, we're going to meet the writer. Remember, we get to meet Kendall Sand today. She's an incredible screenwriter from CW. She wrote script for the hit shows Heart of Dixie and Bones. And so we talked about her last week. Many of you mapped out one of the stories from that she wrote on Heart of Dixie. And we're excited to just pick her brain and hear about her creative writing process at 10 today. After that, we're going to look back at the two stories that we've written, and we're going to reflect on the writing goals that we've talked about. More on that in a minute. And then the big writing task this week is a second draft of your favorite story. I'd like you to jump right into that, rewriting it, and we'll try to aim to have that done by Friday. Remember that dates are flexible. If you do things by Friday, then you get to have your weekend. And I really want to protect that free time for you. We have lots of time away from classes on Thursday and Friday because of conferences. So I'm hoping that you guys will feel excited after you've assessed your writing yourselves to jump in and create another draft of a story that you are excited about by Friday. And then please remember to continue with your reading, your independent reading. Your book report is going to be due next Friday. So this is just another version of a to-do. Keep reading your choice book, continue working on your book report, reflect and assess stories number 1 and 2, draft 2 due this Friday. All the same information, just a different format. Here's a reminder of our choice reading book report. So in the project template, there is a how-to for checking out a book. I really hope that everybody has started a book and click on this link for access to that project template. Remember that you can just make your own copy of my example or you can do your own thing. It is due next Friday, and your reading log, you've all started these, and just remember to keep adding to them and then looking for Fuel Ed for a really simple check-in question about reading logs each week. Here's a suggested daily pacing guide, and I always do this every week, and I also put it at the bottom of our agenda, which I email to you. So if you are interested in copying and pasting this into your daily agenda, go for it. I hope this is helpful. By no means do you have to do these things every single day, but this is a lot of work. And because language arts is more project-based than other subjects, it's important that you are checking into your language arts work and reading every day, moving through your book reporting. A couple slides every day would be a really good idea. And then again, we're rereading our stories, we're assessing our target writing skills, which I'll talk about in a second, and then submitting a draft this Friday. Noticing, I threw in there to please continue to notice the stories around you. If you're reading a book, if you're reading a newspaper, if you're watching a show, you're watching a movie, notice the way that characters talking and moving around builds conflict, builds character, builds action, builds suspense, and try and incorporate that as you go to write your own stories. So, review of writing target number 1. We've been talking for several weeks about this show, don't tell strategy, dialogue, and blocking. And remember that dialogue lets us hear your characters speak, and blocking lets us know what your characters are doing while they're speaking. And then the next writing target is building a story arc that rises and resolves. So the story arc is the rising action and conflict, the climax, and the resolution. That's what creates a great plot. So you all did this last week when you looked at a show, the story arc of a great plot. So Great stories have an initiating event. It grabs your audience's attention. And then we build on conflict. And through building that conflict, we understand as an audience the setting and the characters and what they're thinking and feeling and what their behaviors are, what they look like, where they're at. And this is all building towards an awesome climax. And then really great writing, and writers resolve their plot and conclude. So this week, I showed this to you guys last week, and now we're going to do it. We're going to be our own best critic. And so there's a link to this file right here at the bottom of the screen. I've also posted it on Fuel Ed. The formatting is not pretty yet. I'm still struggling with my Fuel Ed posting of announcements and assignments, but I hope to get it looking prettier. It's going really well just having you guys open these files, and when you share them back with me, they pop up in my email and I can look at it with you. But this goal of being your own best critic is to look back and read your stories number 1 and 2. You're going to rate your writing and set a goal for yourself as you go to write this week. So for both stories, I'd like you to grade yourself on dialogue and blocking, and also on your story arc. So a 1 for dialogue and blocking would be there is no dialogue, there is no blocking. And you know that that's what you need to go to do. 2 would be there is dialogue, but there is no blocking around the dialogue. Characters aren't moving. We don't know what they're doing while they're talking. And maybe we don't even know who is talking. 3 is there is dialogue and blocking regularly in the story. And I would add that it's contributing to plot development. And then 4, there is dialogue and blocking that shows with vivid detail what characters are saying, thinking, feeling, seeing, and doing throughout the story. Story arc, again, the rising action, the climax, and the resolution in a great plot. So a 1 would be there is no story arc. It's just flat right now. 2, there is some action and conflict. There is no climax, and there is no falling action or resolution. A 3 would be there is action and rising conflict. There is a climax. There is little or no falling action or resolution. Sometimes writers tucker out at the end of their stories and they forget to tie up the loose ends. Resolving storylines and conflict for your audience is essential. It's an essential piece of the puzzle in writing a great story. And 4, there is action and rising conflict. There is an explosive climax. There is falling action and resolution. And the moral of the story or the theme is clear. So then you'll set a goal in this document. Look forward. As you read and write this week, focus on great writing, great dialogue and blocking, and building an exciting story arc. If you would like, next week we will look at draft 2 and we will analyze the story arc by looking at this document. If it would be helpful for you to do that before you write your second draft, you can go for it. If it's helpful to look at this as you're building conflict and climax, this is here for you. This is not a required assignment this week, but remember that this tool is here for you. Major assignment due dates. I've said it several times, but I just wanted to make it really clear. We have some major assignments that are coming up, and they're all going to be due on Fridays. And again, that's so that you guys have your weekends. But if you need to work into the weekend, that is your choice. So this Friday, we'll submit draft 2 of either story number 1 or 2. Next Friday, October 30th, your book report is due. And then next Friday, which is the last day of our quarter together, is November 6th. And that is when your awesome final story is due. If you click on this link over here, I have all of the weekly agendas, and all of the weekly agendas have our slideshows, they have our checklists, they have pacing guides. So if you are confused about where to go or what to do, make sure you look here first. And I also have a reminder of the weekly opportunities that you can connect with me. I really hope you all enjoy reading and writing this week. You're doing so well. I'm so proud of you. And I just hope that conferences reflect for you the really wonderful job that you're doing in language arts. I look forward to meeting with my homeroom. And if I do not have you in my homeroom, feel free to send me an email. And also on Wednesday, I have posted in the agenda more one-on-one writing conference hours. So feel free to sign up. And again, the link to all of our agendas is right here on this slide. You guys are the best. Take care. Thank you.